Starting recording and transcription. All right, great. So in case this gets, I'm sorry, that transcript is going to distract me. In case this gets confusing, complicated, which it's going to, you can go back and see, and go back and watch the video and hear the instruction again. I don't know for sure it's going to work. I hope it's going to work. So we'll go back to share screen. And there I am, and there we are. So here is our researching symbols in visual arts. I can research and document this use of symbols in visual arts. I can use indexes, reading comprehension, and search terms to gain a wide recognition of how symbols are used in East Asian visual arts. I can broaden my knowledge of art history. All right, how do images communicate complex ideas? And I like this one. I spent some time thinking about this. What type of information do I need to complete this task? Which terms will yield the best results? All right, so here's the assignment for today, right? This is the in-class thing. I'm right here, using the resources to the left and or books in the classroom and or internet searches, research the use of symbols in East Asian art. All right. Unfortunately, we are not in the classroom. We are online learning, and so we're not able to use the books. Bummer. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. I don't control this. But we do have, I've provided for you some links, and I'm going to address these links in a little bit. And then also you can do your own search, all right? Your own internet searches. East Asian art. So stick just for today, all right? Humor me, stick to East Asian art. We're going to address more things in the future. I define East Asian art as art that comes from these 4 countries: China, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Okay, those are the countries that make up East Asia. All right, just humor me today and look for artwork that comes out of these places, please. Okay, so this bullet point 2. First, look for symbols. After you have completed 3, go to the museum websites and look for paintings and identify the symbol. All right, so check it out. Symbolism in Chinese art, animals in Chinese art, color in Chinese art. These are all links. So I just clicked the basic symbolism one. Hopefully it loads here. All right, and this is almost like a dictionary for different kinds of symbols and in this case, Chinese art, all right? You can do your own internet searches here if you want. All right, I kind of put the Chinese ones up, mostly because they were the ones that were easy, I found first, and I thought were the best resource for you. There we go. Symbols of the immortals, pretty neat, right? Now let me show you something. How do I get that out of the way? Thank you. If you go to animals, and this comes from that same website, you can actually go through. These entries are a little bit because they tell you exactly the animal and exactly what it means and the information and the kind of history behind it. But all of these, this page here is actually from this page, and you can start from here. Because let's go up to the top, well, all the way up to the top, you can go through and find, you can do your kind of own research about these things, all right? Also, this color in Chinese art, same page, all right? Now this link here, East Asian symbols, this is what you're going to be making. This is kind of an exemplar for you, but it can also be a resource for you. All right, now I've made it so that you can't post on this Padlet. This Padlet is closed at this point. Just give it a moment. But it can give you some ideas about where to look. If you're having trouble with the website that I provided, then this is what your predecessors have done. Okay, this is last year and the year before. They used this Padlet to do what you're going to do today. And so if you're feeling rather dull using the website or your internet searches aren't generating the kind of things you like, you can go here for inspiration and a starting point. Okay, let that sink in. So I'm gonna let that sink in. So here you are. Start with going through some of these websites and looking up for some of these images, all right? And I say you should even download some of them, all right? So for example, I'm gonna go, I'm already there, but I'm gonna go again. I like me, what do I like? I'm looking for a bat. I like bats. I think they're cool. Oh, I must have missed it. Butterfly. Bird, bee, bear, bat. There we go. All right, and there's that like bat icon. So what I could do, what I'm going to do is I like this icon, so I'm going to download it. Now, I highly suggest you create your very own folder on your computer to hold on to these things. Now, I did this with the class yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again, but else you'll see on my desktop, I have symbols for art class. I already have a folder, and so then I'll save it there. That way, I know where it is and I know where to look for it. Okay? Find 3 things from either these websites or feel free to do your own internet search, like symbols in Vietnamese traditional art and see what you come up with. And find like 3 images. I highly suggest you download them, but you don't have to. All right, let that sink in because I know it's rather complicated. I've given you a lot of instructions. All right, so once you've done a little bit of like, you've gotten your brain thinking about this, then go to some of these museum websites. Now, the museum websites are particular because the museum websites that I've given you are what we call encyclic museums. And what that means is they're museums that collect artwork from all over the world and all over the time, like an encyclopedia. They've got a little bit of everything from everywhere. And they're kind of almost sort of intended to be like a kind of library for art. And so when you do a search, it's not always going to yield art results. All right. Because a museum like this makes videos and they do lectures and they make educational documents. And so if you just do an internet search for Chinese art, um, you might have to sift through a lot of things. The trick is to go to the collection. And at the Met Museum, you go to this art tab here. And if you go to the Met collection, then then your search results are going to give you artwork. So let's just let it load up. All right, search the collection, Song Dynasty painting. Go. There you go. Ha, wah, wah, wah. And load it all the way. Let's try one more time. Let's try again. Go, Song Dynasty painting. All right, there we go. Now it's thinking. Still thinking. We're watching it. We're giving the computer some thinking time. So I can find stuff for us. Come on. Always when we're recording a video, does the internet work slow? Come on, help us out. Oh, this is a bust. Well, let's try Cleveland while the Met Museum loads up. So I'm going to try the Cleveland Art Museum here. Hopefully this goes a little quicker. All right. Well, that's a bummer. Let's see, was this loading? This looked like maybe it was loading. Oh, well. Best laid plans undone by slow internet. All right, let's see. So once again, I'm going to art, and in this case, the collection online. Now, there's no standard way that museums report on this stuff, right? Boy, I think we're just sold out on this one, everybody. Sorry about this. Okay, search the collection. Let's try Japanese dragon painting. See what we get. Let's spell it correctly. Nothing. Wah, wah, wah. Let's just try Japanese painting. That's not right. I know they have lots of work. Did I spell it wrong? Yes, that's why. Try again. Okay, there we go. Finally, sorry that took so long. Well, there we go. So now I found some artwork that will have some of the symbols that I may have discovered when I was looking. Actually, this is a dragon and a tiger, and there's two symbols going on there. Oh, wow, this is a bummer. Slow internet today. All right, and there we go. There's a nifty painting that I used an art search, a collection search on the museum website. All right. Sorry, it was as slow as it was, but I did want you to see that you have to go through an art or a collection search to get to it. All right, I'm almost done, I promise. Oops. Yeah. So clumsy with the computer. There we go. All right, so the neat thing is most of these old artworks are royalty free, which means you can download a great copy for no money. All right, so I'll do that. And I was like, yeah, I just want the regular old JPEG. I don't need the high resolution TIFF because I'm not gonna print it, and I'll put it here in my folder. The neat thing about this is it tells you about the painting. It'll even tell you about the history of the collection, where it came from, who gave it to it, when it's been on view, when it's been in exhibitions. It's all kinds of fun stuff, right? And that's a neat thing about museum websites. And you can trust the information in museum websites better than Wikipedia and more varied. Okay, so I'm back. So we've looked at where you can find symbols. I've discussed how you can research symbols, and I've shown you, albeit slowly, how you can research symbols on a museum website. What you should do with the rest of class today is do your best, collect at least 5. If you don't get to 5, we'll be all right. But really give it the old college try and try and collect 5 images from East Asian art that are somehow using symbols to communicate. And then put them in our Padlet. So hopefully the internet doesn't take too long again. Here is our Padlet right here. East Asian symbols. Use this one, please. I know they're the same name, but they're different Padlets. And the other class already put some stuff in there. Don't worry if you find some of the same stuff, put it up there anyway. All right. And the collecting and posting will will do good for you. All right. So you're challenged with posting some things on this Padlet as well. And that's today's activity. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the recording now.